Did you know Kodak invented digital but refused to sell it? They invented the digital camera but couldn't bring themselves to sell it. In the annals of technological innovation, few stories are as compelling and as tragic as that of Kodak. This was a company synonymous with photography, a household name that captured the world's memories for over a century. Yet, when the very technology that would redefine image-making emerged from their own labs, Kodak faltered. They held the future in their hands, a future that would ultimately dismantle their empire, proving that even the most dominant players can be undone by their own success and an inability to adapt to seismic shifts in their industry. For decades, Kodak reigned supreme. Founded in 1888 by George Eastman, the company built its empire on a simple yet revolutionary premise: making photography accessible. Their early box cameras, like the iconic Brownie, put the power of capturing moments into the hands of millions. The business model was brilliant: sell the camera cheaply and make a fortune on the film and developing services. This continuous stream of revenue, fueled by the deeply ingrained habit of film photography, created a financial juggernaut. Kodak was not just a company, it was a cultural institution deeply embedded in the fabric of American life. Then in 1975, a young engineer named Stephen Sasson, working in a Kodak lab, created something extraordinary. He ingeniously combined a CCD sensor borrowed from a Fairchild semiconductor prototype with a movie camera motor and a television screen. The result? The world's first digital camera. It was a bulky, black and white device that took 23 seconds to capture a single image, storing it on a cassette tape. It was rudimentary, yes, but it was revolutionary. It contained the DNA of the future of photography, a self-contained unit that could capture, store and display images without film. Sasson, knowing he had stumbled upon something monumental, presented his invention. The internal reaction was, remarkably, one of apprehension rather than excitement. Kodak executives saw the technical marvel, but they also saw the existential threat it posed to their core business. The digital camera, by its very nature, bypassed film entirely. This meant no more film sales, no more processing revenue. The very engine of Kodak's massive profits was, in essence, being cannibalized by this nascent digital technology. The fear of disrupting their own golden goose was palpable. The prevailing mindset within Kodak was deeply entrenched in film. Its profitability was proven, its market share unassailable. The logic, albeit flawed in hindsight, was that digital was a niche technology, perhaps suitable for specialized applications, but hardly a threat to the everyday photographer. The billions generated by film sales created a powerful inertia. Why invest heavily in a technology that promised to undermine a business model that had made Kodak a household name and a financial titan for over a century? The comfort of the known outweighed the promise of the unknown. While Kodak hesitated, the digital revolution continued its relentless march. Other companies, less encumbered by massive film operations, began to explore digital possibilities with greater urgency. Early digital cameras from competitors like Sony and Canon, though expensive and of lower quality than film, started appearing in the market. They were imperfect, offering grainy images and limited storage, but they represented a clear path forward. Kodak, meanwhile, continued to refine its film technology, believing it still held the superior quality that consumers would always demand. By the mid-1990s, the writing was on the wall. Digital cameras began to improve rapidly, with higher resolution and lower prices. Consumers, drawn by the instant gratification of digital photography, the ability to see photos immediately and share them easily, started to shift their preferences. Kodak, having patented many of the key digital imaging technologies, found itself in a paradoxical position. They owned the future, but they were too afraid to embrace it fully, allowing competitors to gain traction and build their own digital empires on Kodak's foundational inventions. The advent of the internet and digital photo sharing further accelerated the decline of film. Suddenly, images could be transmitted globally in moments, a concept utterly alien to the physical-chemical process of film development. Kodak's revenue streams, once so robust, began to dry up. The company tried to pivot, developing digital cameras and services, but they were always playing catch-up. Their efforts often felt like half measures, an attempt to fit digital into their existing film-centric framework, rather than embracing it as a fundamentally new paradigm. In 2012, the inevitable happened. Kodak, once the undisputed king of photography, filed for bankruptcy protection. It was a stunning fall from grace for a company that had defined an industry. The irony was sharp. The company that pioneered digital photography could not survive the digital revolution it had helped to ignite. Their reluctance to cannibalize their own highly profitable film business proved to be a fatal miscalculation, a cautionary tale about the dangers of clinging to legacy strengths in the face of disruptive innovation. Today, billions of digital cameras are in the pockets of people worldwide, residing in their smartphones. Photography is more accessible, more immediate, and more pervasive than ever before. Every social media platform, every video call, every instant memory shared relies on the very principles Kodak first explored. The digital camera didn't just change photography, it changed communication, culture, and commerce. It became an indispensable tool, a primary means of documenting our lives, a testament to the transformative power of digital imaging that Kodak, tragically, could not fully harness. Steven Sasson himself expressed a sense of bittersweet irony about his invention's impact. He understood the pressures Kodak faced, the immense financial stakes tied to its film empire, yet it remains one of business history's most glaring examples of innovator's dilemma. The company possessed the foresight to invent the future, but lacked the courage and strategic vision to fully embrace it when it meant disrupting their own immensely profitable present. Their profound internal conflict over digital imaging became their undoing. The story of Kodak is a stark reminder that innovation is not just about invention, it's about adaptation and the willingness to evolve, even when it means dismantling your most successful products or business models. The digital camera, born from Kodak's genius, ultimately became the architect of its downfall because the company couldn't reconcile its past success with the disruptive potential of its own creation. The tangible, chemical magic of film was replaced by the intangible, instantaneous world of pixels, a transition Kodak couldn't navigate. Kodak did eventually try to compete in the digital space. They launched digital cameras, but often lagged behind competitors in features and marketing. Their deep-seated reliance on film revenue meant that every strategic decision was viewed through the lens of potential film cannibalization. This cautious, almost fearful approach allowed companies like Canon, Nikon, and Sony to surge ahead, dominating the market with products that Kodak themselves had laid the groundwork for. Their innovations were locked away, or poorly commercialized, in their attempt to protect their film legacy. The Kodak digital dilemma offers a profound lesson for every industry facing technological disruption. It's a tale of how a company, blinded by the light of its own past successes, could fail to see the dawn of a new technological era. The invention that should have secured Kodak's future instead became the instrument of its demise. The world moved on, embracing the convenience and immediacy of digital, leaving behind the once mighty giant that couldn't let go of the past, a stark monument to the imperative of embracing change, even when it means challenging the very foundations of your empire. This is the siren song of innovation, too powerful to ignore,